Bro, have you filled in the Baitul Muslim form yet? Why not? Don't you want to get married? Assalamualaikum and good greetings. So in this video, we will talk about something that might not be something that universally known, I think. So we are talking about Baitul Muslim form. That's a direct translation that I can think of Borang Baitul Muslim in Malay. And I'm not sure how this practice is widely used. I'm not sure, but because each of this video in English in this topic is a mirror to the Malay version that I post earlier on the same day, so I have to, remain as such, and this video will be on that. However, I'm not sure how many of those who are not Malay, if you are watching this, can relate to this, but I'll try my best to just explain what's going on, what is it, etc. And you may comment whether you have something similar, be it in terms of similar in the form itself or similar in the essence, but exists in the different form. So without further ado, what is the Baitul Muslim form? Now essentially it is just a form where you fill in with information, and two major information is one, information about yourself, so my name, my age, my background, etc., my education, my salary, my family background, etc., 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 my ambition, etc., and also information about the candidate that you are seeking. I want someone who is short, fat, whatever, right? Meaning whatever that the information that is related to what you are looking for. So essentially that is basically what it is. It is a form where when you fill in the form, you will give information about you and about who you are looking for. Not really who, but what type of person you are looking for. Now, is this important in the process of getting married, or how important is this? I would say that it plays a function, meaning this form of information plays a function. This is relating to a system that I know, that is currently implemented within the system that I know, right? So I'm not sure how relatable it is to the outsiders. So it can help with, number one, identifying the candidate itself, if need be, to identify the candidate. Second, it can help in terms of identifying whether he or she is ready to be getting into the process of Baitul Muslim or getting towards marriage. And number three, it can help as well in terms of the initial screening. So relating back to the 7 steps in the previous videos, it helped in the two steps, the two first steps, which is identifying the candidate as well as initial screening, and something in between, which is to identify whether he or she is ready to even go through this process. So a little bit more elaboration on each of those that I have just stated. Number one, in terms of identifying the candidate. Now, in reality, there are various ways that a candidate might be identified. One, if you actually identify from your own observation, perhaps you meet in a program, perhaps you have worked in a society together, perhaps you saw him or her, and then you identify, oh, that's a good candidate, for example. That's one possibility, right? Meaning that the candidate is being identified by yourself from your own interaction and observation. Number two, perhaps you have gone through all the processes before, in the sense that you have dig inside yourself, you really want, you really understand what you want in the future, you really have identified the minimum criteria of the candidate, but then you look around, no one within your circle of human being that fits the criteria, the minimum criteria. Hence, you have to find someone outside of who you know or whoever you see, right? So this is where the form can really help. In terms of the technicalities, I have seen previously in the previous age where it's very manual, where someone fill in the form, someone keep it somewhere, and then there's some kind of matchmaking, right? And more recently, because we have internet, we have systems, so it is stored in the cloud somewhere, and the system is actually matching this. Right, so either way, the form is actually matching the candidates based on who they are seeking for, what criteria they have on themselves, what they are searching for, etc. So this is how basically this form match each other. So that is about identifying the candidate. Number two, about identifying the readiness. Now, especially for those who actually identify not by form but by observation or by interaction, right? Oh, I think she is a good candidate for my wife, for example. In the system that I'm familiar with, we can ask, for example, our murabbi, our nakib, our mas'ul, our person in charge of Baitul Muslim process, whoever, to help to identify whether she is ready for Baitul Muslim process. And one of indicator that is kind of good is if she have already filled in the Baitul Muslim form, that implies that she is ready to go through this process. Hence, she have, you know, fill up the form itself, right? So if we ask and then, oh, she already have fill up her form, then that is a screening in itself in terms of readiness of going into Baitul Muslim process. Hence, we can approach, right? If, oh, she never fill in the form yet, so the system might alert the mas'ulah, the nakibah, the murabbiyah, etc., the person in charge, to ask her whether she want to fill in the form or not. Perhaps she wanted but forgot, or perhaps she really don't want to because she's not ready yet. So based on that response, if she, oh, I forgot, she fill in, that's also a good indicator that, oh, she is ready to be approached. Or she is reluctant, I don't want yet, it's not my time yet to consider this. She do not want to fill in the form, and you know, okay, she's not ready to be approached yet, right? So so the form in this case help in term of number two, to identifying the readiness of the potential candidate to be approached. And number three, in terms of initial screening. Now, in terms of the 7 steps that I have talked in the earlier video, the actual decision making is actually after the ta'aruf session, where we come to face and have the ta'aruf process, right? Only after that we have the decision making process, right? Whether we proceed, and if both agree to proceed, then we go ahead. If either one don't think this is a good idea, then it might end there. But there are things that should or better to be screened earlier, for example, and not create awkwardness in the ta'aruf session, especially things that can be screened earlier, right? So that we do not have instances like in the ta'aruf, oh, so your background is this, or for example, oh, your family is from this state, or whatever, or you have this condition, etc., right? That, oh, if only I know, I wouldn't have approached to begin with, right? So this is the second step in the 7th step, which is the screening process. So the form can help there, for example, be it for health issue, for specific circumstances, for fundamental reasons that cannot be reconciled, etc. So even though, for example, even though someone attracted to a candidate, and then, oh, she already filled the form, so it's still best in the whole process to have a view of the form from her, and have an initial screening, right, before approaching for ta'aruf, so that if everything clear, seems okay, let's go for ta'aruf, alhamdulillah, fine, proceed. But if, oh, okay, based on this, I don't think this is a good match, then at least that screening is done earlier and not after, you know, ta'aruf have started, and it saves time and avoid awkwardness that can easily be avoided. So yeah, so for the three function, that's how the form can help and facilitate the process. Of course, we have to understand that this whole process, it will reach one point where the decision making is done. So the process is to facilitate the decision making, to have the best decision making, right? So the best case scenario is that it will facilitate us to find the best candidate to reach our goal, right? And same with her. We cannot simply say that what I think is the best for me is the best, regardless of if it's actually worse to her, right? You understand what I mean? So both candidates should feel that this is the best for both of us to move forward, and this whole process is to facilitate throughout the whole process. There's no deception, there's no cutting corners, etc. Is to facilitate for the best outcome possible for for both parties. So I think that's what I have to say with regard to this. And in case someone else who's not from the same system or even not Muslim, do you have something similar that you personally go through or you know of? Feel free to share. Thank you for watching. See you next time.